Hi, this is Ness Bosch, and I want to welcome you to my universe. Today I want to talk about shamanic tattoo. First, I would like you to excuse my English because it's not my first language. I'm from Spain, and so I might misuse some words, or you might not fully understand sometimes when I try to say, but I'm going to try to do my best, because I gave a conference and a talk about shamanic magical healing tattoo in Spanish, and some people, they were writing to me saying why this is not in English. We would like to hear this in English. So that's why I'm doing this program today, dedicated to shamanic magical healing tattoo. For those that, of course, people that has go deeper into the origins of tattoo work, they probably know that tattoo is a very old expression of man. We can find tattoos in mummies that are thousands of years old. We can find that tattoo, the tattoo work has actually go by hand with the history of humanity. There is some incredible people that has been investigating and writing books and blogs and websites about the history of tattoo, and I highly recommend you, if you're curious about it, about the origins of tattoo, I highly recommend you to go deeper, to do some research, because you're actually going to be very surprised. So we can, as I said, we can even find mummies with tattoos, and we can actually find them all over the globe. Tattoo does not belong to a certain ethnia. We can find mummies with tattoos in Egypt, for example, in South America. We can find roots of tattoo in the old Siberia, the Russian area. We can find of course in Africa. We can actually find ancestral tattoo long time if we go back. So tattoo is nothing new. But it's something that we have carry on doing, because it's, as I say, it's part of the culture of men, no? Of humanity. At the very beginning, of course, tattoo has a very magical root. No, tattoo was used as a way of, for example, protection. People will use different symbols to protect themselves from evil, or it was used for healing. It was used as a way to help somebody to go from one life stage to the other, as a rite of passage. We know that. In places like Polynesia is something we can research. But not only in Polynesia, you know, when, for example, when the boy or had to become a man, it was normal for that as part of the ritual for becoming to be a man. No, the boy will get a tattoo as part of the process. So that's one thing we have kind of lost in modern times. We have lost the magical spiritual connection to the actual origins of tattoo. I mean, in some way we still preserve, because if you work, for example, you work in a tattoo shop, I'm sure you have seen many people going to your shop by 18 years old to get their first tattoo, or even trying to get the first tattoo even before they're 18. So it still is the way, it's the rite of passage nowadays. But some people has no consciousness of the depth of the tattoo work and its magical and healing origins. As a shamaness myself, I have worked for long years with shamanic techniques. I have developed my own ways of working. All this, my reconnection to shamanic tattoo was because I wanted to get a new tattoo, and I said, but I don't want to go to a shop or just find a design and say I want this. No, I want something deeper for myself. You know, I'm a shaman, so I actually got the tools to be able to find ways to find for myself a very special magical healing tattoo. So that's how this connection with me and shamanic tattoo started. I had tattoos since I was actually 18 years old, so I'm not new to the tattoos. It wouldn't have sense that I'm trying to work with this if I didn't have tattoos myself. So so we need to think that it is, to get a tattoo, we need to bring back the consciousness that it is a very spiritual work we do there. Okay. For example, you know, the moment we share with the person, you know, is actually we are working with our tools on somebody's body, you know. For me, a tattoo to be magical, it doesn't mean that you need to do a tattoo with traditional tools, you know, with bones and ink. And you can do a very sacred work with the more modern tools we have now. So it's not a matter of what kind of tools you're using, is the way we approach the creation of the tattoo and the way we approach the process of doing the tattoo. That's the key for me. So thanks to my shamanic work that I have been sharing in different countries, my spirits, because I cannot say I designed, or my spirits, they gifted me with special journeys to find different symbols. You know, they kind of guide me to be able to go to these different places and kind of give me the steps that I had to follow to find this magical healing shamanic tattoo. Now, for me, there are many reasons why you should want to have a tattoo done this way. You know, we know that a lot of people in the tattoo world, they're actually quite spiritual, and more people in a spiritual path are looking for tattoos, you know, as a way of expression, of express their spirituality. So it's just this is just a way actually to be able to open the work, both for tattooists or people in search for a special tattoo. Now, you know, at the present moment, we know we can still find some places in the world where we can go to actually get a special tattoo, a magical tattoo. You probably know, you know, there's some places in monasteries in Thailand where you can actually, you go there, you travel there, and there are monks that are specialized in doing magical tattoos. And I know some of my students actually, they've been there to get a tattoo. And you go there, you meet the monk, you know, you kind of have some, maybe a day or some time of actually making a connection with the monk, and he comes up with your tattoo, and then you don't even know what you're getting once you sit there to get the tattoo. He just asks what his spirits or tell to do. But we know that to get one of those tattoos, you need to travel like thousands of miles and take long flights, and it actually costs a lot of money to be able to do that. We know that there's some places in south of China where this kind of spiritual tattoo still survives. The Philippines. It's very beautiful that some women of the Inuit tribes in northern in Canada, Alaska, they're actually recovering the tradition of tattoos, healing tattoos for women. The Inuit tribes, the women, the Inuit women, before the white men came, it was usual to see the women with tattooed faces, you know, with these lines and dots, and but of course, it happened not only with the Northern American tribes, it happened in other places around the world where the colonialists with the white men went. They kind of swipe these traditions, you know. For example, in these Northern American tribes, once the white men arrive, of course they forbid loads of the native traditions, and also for women it kind of became like not nice to wear their old marks anymore because of the white man traditions, and it kind of disappeared, which is it's very sad. But it's real good that some young ladies, some young Inuit ladies are bringing back that old tradition for women, of face tattoo for the women. So we can find some reminiscence of this healing magical tattoo culture in some places in the world, but not everybody has, for example, the money to travel to those places. And also those that have inherited those traditions, of course, and especially if they're just recovering them, it will be more difficult for them to pass them on to white people, for example. So on my approach to shamanic magical healing tattoo, as I say, my spirits have given me a whole new way to approach the work, a whole new way that actually opens the door for everybody, even if they don't come from a certain tradition, to be able to do a deep spiritual shamanic work with their tattoos, and be able to provide this for the clients, which is the main point. Because as I said, there are more and more tattooists that see the work as spiritual and sacred. So this work I share actually, as I say, opens up this big door for everybody who wish to enter and learn shamanic ways to actually bring healing and magic and sacredness to somebody that is looking for that kind of tattoo. Okay, we know this is not for everybody, but I'm sure there's more and more people out there. And as I got these messages from people that wanted to hear more about my conception of this work. I mean, that's why I'm doing this program. I'm doing this for you guys. So I hope you like it. We can do so much. We can bring so much healing to somebody with a tattoo. Okay, the possibilities are only limited by, in this case, by the imagination or the mind of the shaman. And for me, the healing and magical possibilities of this work, it is endless. For me, it has no limits. For example, through the shamanic techniques I share in the workshops, and through, you could actually take, we know that we carry in our blood, in our DNA memory, we can carry a lot of pain and blockages and traumas and patterns that through the shamanic work I do, we can actually access that information. For example, maybe during the work you discover that you are one of the blocks you carry, and you were not conscious of it, belongs to some ancestor, and maybe the ancestor tells you how that block was provoked, how it appeared, and maybe the ancestor will let you know where exactly on your body you should carry a tattoo to be able to heal that. We can also find healing in past lives. For example, imagine if you carry one of those patterns from a past life. So through these techniques I have developed with the help of my spirits through the years, we can actually travel to a past life, find out the information, and actually bring into this consciousness, into this life, the reason of our blocks and problems. So you can either find information from ancestors, from a past life, and we could actually find not just the position whereabouts in your body the tattoo will be more healing, but through special journeys we can actually find also the symbol that will be more healing for you. So imagine this is a completely new dimension. It's not sitting in the shop and spending some time finding a symbol. No, we're talking that the person will be able to find their own symbol. Maybe it's a universal symbol that already exists in other cultures and everything, but we'll be certain that this is the symbol the person needs, because the spirits will actually bring the symbol for us, which is an amazing gift. Just imagine the depth of the work that a tattoo artist can actually provide by being able to offer this spiritual work through tattoo. We're not talking that we can do this work in one session, of course, because it will take a couple of meetings to actually find where and what, okay? But we're talking that this is not for somebody who's running into a shop and just wanted to get any tattoo. This work is for that people that are actually looking for something much deeper, and this will offers a totally new experience for that kind of people. As I said, maybe the person gets their own, will be able to get their own personal symbol, which it will make it even more special. And but as I say, we will have the security that the actual symbol is going to be healing for us, and it's going to be magical and empowering for us. I know that we don't usually think about this, but you tattoo artists, you know that you do covers. You cover all tattoos, and there is a reason why people cover all tattoos. Imagine if, for example, somebody is also, in the need of healing an old tattoo, because that tattoo, it doesn't have any meaning for that person anymore. Maybe because that tattoo is attached to an energy that is not good for the person anymore. Maybe imagine if that tattoo is kind of related to an old relationship. Imagine the person has tattooed the name of an old girlfriend, and somehow the person is still attached to that person energetically, because it's under his skin, it's under his soul somehow. So we can actually use tattoo to heal all tattoos, all attachments. For example, you could have gone like years ago and got a very wrong tattoo on you, very wrong, and that energy is affecting you still. So we could actually heal that tattoo by doing a cover on a spiritual way. Another way to use this kind of working would be, for example, to heal, to bring healing to scars, to past accidents, to cover the scars, but also to bring healing to the event that provoked those scars. We could even use it for women with a cesarean, or for women that had to have the breast removed due to cancer, and we could actually use tattoo as a very healing as a very healing thing. There is some people already that are covering, that making tattoo nipples on ladies to help them. So imagine if you could do it on a more deep way, in a deeper way, and to bring conscious healing to the process, and to actually accompany the person through a healing process by getting these kind of tattoos. So the applications, of course, they're not only magical and empowering, you know. I'm trying to, I don't know if I explain myself right, but I'm just trying to explain very, very shortly, to resume the healing possibilities of this tattoo. And of course, for magical reasons, you know, the tattoos have been used for magical reasons for thousands of years, you know, as a way of protecting yourself. We still protect, or people still seek to protect themselves with tattoos. But this way, we could actually find the right symbol, we could find the right place for that protection. It's a way to empower the person. We need to realize that when we talk about this kind of tattoo, the symbols, maybe the spirits will give you a complicated design or a special design, but we need to think about that. Maybe the only thing you need is a very simple dot, or a very small mark on a certain part of the body. So the actual power of these tattoos, of course, they do not depend on the design, because it can be a beautiful, complicated design, or a very simple thing that will bring a lot of healing to the person. It's the process that will bring the design, that will bring the healing. Is of course your attitude, the way you prepare yourself for the session, the way you prepare your tools. It's a matter of bringing healing consciousness to the work. I know in some places, because we had a shamanic retreat last year in Poland with one of my students. He's actually very popular tattoo person. And you know, one of the girls that she came from Canada for the workshop. It was a retreat where we brought together tattoo people and people that wanted to get a magical tattoo. And this girl, as other people in the shops, they're starting to use tools to be able to connect with the person before they make a tattoo, or they do a tattoo, and they use tarot cards, for example. Okay, they use tarot cards, they use pendulums, but this is a step forward. This is not taking a tarot deck and just sitting in front of the person and just giving them a reading. This is actually being able to access the soul memories, the blood memories of the person, and find them really, truly unique and special. I wanted to talk about the retreats, my idea of the retreats and the actual training, because the idea of these retreats and the training, which I call ink, bones and skin, is actually to share this shamanic knowledge for those who want to learn how to be a guide of shamanic ritual healing tattoo. And as I said, some retreats already happened in the past, and I'm running retreats here also in Spain, healing retreats as well as teaching retreats for the tattoo people who wants to learn this. And I'm open to travel to other places if there is some a minimal group of people who would like to learn this new old way that I'm bringing to the tattoo world. And we say tattoo world, but you could actually apply these techniques for those who work with piercings, because piercing, the same as tattoo, it's a very old thing that men used to do thousands of years ago. Men use tattoo and piercing to transform themselves. We know about implants in some tribes in Africa. We know that some people, they actually have implants and they have to change them every year, and it's a way of express some tattoos within the tribes. We know that in the past some people even try to transform their bodies into animals using implants and piercings. So and it's very important to know about the energetic map of the soul and the body, because, for example, there we have the nadis. We have some energy channels where the energy flows. And for example, maybe you're getting a piercing in the wrong place because you're actually breaking a nadi, a channel of energy in your body, and you become sick. So it is the spiritual study of the soul to be able to do your work. It should be very important as well. I'm just trying to think, because I don't want to forget. I don't want to forget some important things I shared in previous talks I did in Spanish, but I just hope that through the explanations I've been doing, you can grab a little bit this idea of my work, of the work I'm sharing, and what makes this work so special is that anybody who feels the call to do something deeper will be able to offer in their own studio an amazing spiritual experience without having to and people will be actually able to reach easier this spiritual experience without having to spend thousands of euros and taking traveling by plane very far away to get a special tattoo. So I think I said more or less what I wanted to say, and if I probably forget some things, but I don't want to make this too long also either. So if any of you listening to me is curious and wants more information about this shamanic ritual healing magical tattoo work I'm sharing, just contact me. And as I said, I'm willing to travel if there is a group of people. And I hope you enjoy this. And please just PM me or email me if you have any questions. And I hope to hear from you. And I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. Bye.